Welcome to Tango Bravo. Join us as we delve into the real-world experiences and stories of everyday veterans. Today, we will begin with a series that will provide an in-depth look into the lives and stories of 3 American veterans. These stories cover deeply personal elements of the day-to-day aspects of the lives of American service members. It is a profound privilege to be able to share these stories with you. Join us as we experience life through the eyes of an American veteran.
I'm Blake. I was an A1C in the United States Air Force. I was security forces stationed in Minot, North Dakota. I did 2 years of a 6-year hitch. So the thing you need to understand about security forces in general before our tech school really makes any sense is what the mission of security forces is. Security forces was developed to essentially be a counterpart to the Marine Corps, where the Marines are general security for the Navy and ground troops. Security forces is general security for the Air Force and essentially sometimes referred to as the Army or Marine Corps of the Air Force. There's about, at any given time, around 40,000 security forces members. And we're trained in multiple different areas. So we're trained to be police officers on base. We're trained to run security missions, convoys. We're trained to do various types of special tasks similar to a civilian SWAT team. We have EST teams, which are for emergency security entries. So the training is very complicated, involves a lot of different sections. On the police side, we do a lot of training on the Uniform Code of Military Justice to the point that we understand that to a level of legality to function as a police officer. So there's a huge amount of classroom training on that. We do tactical training and we learn how to use multiple weapon systems. At the time I was an M60 machine gunner, so that was a special weapon system that we went and got trained on, which was a separate track from people that were trained as grenadiers. They go down a different side of training. We're organized in a way very similar to Marine Corps units in that we function as fire teams. We have different kinds of regiments and all that. So there's an expansion from basic training into that sort of training surrounding bearing, discipline, understanding who's in front of you, rank and file, things like that. There's a physical component to the training because the mission is very diverse. So with that all borne in mind, we arrived at tech school, which is you take a bus on Lackland across from the basic training side and you go over to where the tech school's at. And we show up, and it's kind of similar in a way to arriving at basic. You all line up. Some people are assigned as element leaders. There we call them ropes because they actually add a rope to their uniform, goes over their shoulder. The equivalent of element leaders get a green rope, and then there's yellow ropes, and above that there's red ropes. It's kind of a ranking system. You have to earn each level, and those are basically kind of the leaders of each group. In tech school, we do various situational training. We do field operations training. We do land navigation training, which we actually did out on an Army base called Camp Bullis. So we got to go wander around Texas and do a bunch of field work. But we also do some pretty advanced kind of situational training. There was a system, can't remember what it was called. I want to say it was called MCATs. But in that era, it was actually run by Laserdisc, and different situations would come up that was the same thing that LA SWAT uses or used at the time for their tactical training for in rooms. So there's a massive video screen in front of you, and you'll arrive at a variety of different situations. And there's a training instructor in the room that will adjust what the situation is and escalate or de-escalate depending on what you're doing. So you'll essentially show up on scene to something. You're graded on your weapon safety, your situational awareness, how well you de-escalate the situation, and basically how you handle it.
This is Tango Bravo. Our goal is to give you the full experience of sitting and chatting with service members and hearing the stories and details that are rarely told. And as always, please like this video and all others that you've enjoyed so far. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Thank you for your interest and support in our developing channel. And remember, if you are watching this, you are a card-carrying member of the Thrillhammer Nation. Thank you.
Thrillhammer.